All right, welcome back. We are live. Welcome back to a special Election Day edition of this live Total OS today. How appropriate that I'm going to pick, well, you picked by your comments, votes, the best Linux-based operating system for 2018. I can tell you that there is a winner. There was no clear winner. But that's good. That means there is more than one good choice, and that bodes well for a national Linux distro if it ever comes. So welcome all to this special edition. Those of you on the West Coast, if you haven't voted, what are you doing here? Go vote. Go. Shoot.
Get going, man.
Go. Yeah. Um, and cheers. Just tonight is going to be orange juice. I'm missing my tequila though. Darn it. All right. Welcome everybody here in the house. I was going to do this weekend, but I figured it would be more appropriate for this Election Tuesday for whatever it's worth. So let's see who's in the house real quick. Then I have a couple of announcements, and then we'll go straight into the stream. Again, everybody, please say hello to Tim. Is my co-host for this evening. Give it up for Tim. Where's my soundboard? Okay.
How's everybody doing tonight? I hope well.
Landon, Dominic, Benjamin, Landon again. Must be twins. No. Dominic, we got twins. Yugi, Present Arms, Jack Sandstrom, not Sandstrom. Welcome. Joey, hey, what's up? Joey's in the house. Analog IDC, white chocolate. I love white chocolate. Here we go with food again on the channel.
And here we go with my browser deciding it's gonna. Oh,
This is not this is not a Chromebook, is it?
no. If I had unpacked my Chromebook and got it set up, I would not be having these problems.
All right.
I will be right back, my friend.
All right. Daniel, Present Arms. Daniel again. AJ. Quint Wingate. That sounds like a quarterback. It's just a thought. And I got everybody, right? Chip, hi. Miriam Setri, hello, good evening. I'll save the dad jokes for tonight. Okay. I believe this is everybody, right? Let me scroll down some more. Oh, nice crowd tonight. Thanks for jumping in at the last minute, sort of, this announcement. Clive, welcome. Tim, you're back? Not yet, okay. Wait for Tim to come back. Yeah, Tim has never, we in the past we've talked about, is it possible to have a national Linux standard desktop Chromebooks? Tim has never had a problem with a Chromebook ever, as far as I know. So, is it possible to have a national Linux standard? We do, in the form of a Chromebook. Kyrie, hi. I'm on a one of my singer friends. I have another singer friend. I'm on his newsletter. You may have heard of Keegan. Hello, Mark. You may have heard of the national artist Slim Man. He's been around about 20 years, more than that. Tim, you're back. Okay.
I am back.
All right. I was just telling the folks I got an email newsletter from another singer friend of mine. I don't know if you've heard of national artist Slim Man.
I have not.
Okay. Look him up. He's been writing songs since the 90s. He got his break years ago with Motown, I think, or something like that. And now he went on his own. But he's an Italian accomplished singer, songwriter, multiple CDs, master cook. He sent me, well, to all of us on his newsletter, he's a great jokester. Now keep in mind he's a chef, okay? So here's the joke. He says, hello, good-looking slim people. He says, a month before my uncle died, he poured olive oil all over his back. After that, he went downhill fast. Slimmy, I don't know if you ever watch. He's doing concerts out Palm Beach, Palm Springs in California. Who loves you, baby? Anyway, that's Slim Man. He says he's out like every couple of weeks. He's freaking hilarious, you know. Anyway, Cody, hello. John, hello. Tuck Stop. Sounds like a gas station. All right. For you, the best Linux is Ubuntu and Arch. Okay. We'll give this a few more minutes. I do have a couple small announcements. I sent an invitation to our friend Stephanie, who did a concert last August. This past August.
Yep.
I sent her another invitation for an encore performance, another concert. We're going to try and get our schedules to match, toss a schedule, get our schedules to match sometime, hopefully around the holidays next month. It'll probably be on the weekend, Friday, I'm assuming. I don't know, but I think she would love to do it since me and Tim insisted that she come on the show. For another encore performance. Great. She is the voice of YouTube, in my opinion. So if you haven't, in fact, let me just type it in here. You can check her out. As we say in Italian, she's a nice girl. Okay? So check out stephanieforian.bandcamp.com. Toss has a schedule. That's news. Thanks for the vote of confidence. No, I know. I deserve it. The second thing, I will make an announcement, or I have to make a decision on the channel and the live events by the end of the year. Things haven't gone quite as planned with my dad's movie project and all that. I won't go into it again. So if you want to support the channel, please check out the links below. If you can't support the channel, that's fine. Share it, tell your friends, tell your enemies. But I'll have to decide something by the end of the year of what to do. Landon says you can't speak Italian. What's the matter with you? No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, Landon. All right. I think, Tim, we can get... First of all, Tim, do you have a favorite Linux distribution that you've had the least amount of issues with, or not really?
I do. Before we get into that, Toss,
Yeah.
if you mind, I'd like to throw. I'm going to throw a challenge down to all of your viewers.
Yeah.
Toss works really hard at this, guys. And yeah, you can joke around about his schedule, but you know what? The guy does what he can with the time he's got, with everything he's got going on in his life. So here's what we're going to do. Between now and the end of the year, Toss, I'm going to task you to one thing. I would like you to keep track of monetarily every donation that you get between now and the end of the year. And at the end of the year, on January 1st, well, if we can't do something January 1st, let's say January 2nd or thereabouts, we're going to have a live stream, and whatever you have taken in between now and the end of the year, I'm going to match.
Wow.
Okay, so
Thank you.
This is a shout out to you guys and 50 cents, that helps. A buck, a couple of bucks. Do what you can to help any YouTuber out for the job that they put forth for us. We're not just talking about Toss. Some of the other folks that are on the chat, I've seen you before on other chats for other YouTubers. Give when you can, because these people give so much of their time and energy, their effort, their own money, that it is huge as to what these people do. And people like Toss are not doing it really necessarily for themselves. There's some self-gratification out of it. I understand that. But they're doing it because of a common concern, because of the community that this goofy thing that we call Linux has. So do what you can, put your best foot forth, show a little bit of love to Toss, and when we get to the end of the year, whatever you've taken in, I'm going to match that.
I made a note of that. Thank you, Tim. It's very
Welcome.
kind of you. And I want to thank Tim for almost always being available as a co-host. He's been almost a lifesaver for the channel. Tim was a co-host for Stephanie's stream that went, Stephanie's concert that went very well. I knew Stephanie would like Tim, and it was Stephanie's first live stream on a Linux channel, technology channel. So she was probably a little bit nervous, but it went super well. Thanks to Tim, but thanks to you guys making her feel comfortable. Again, I posted Stephanie's web site, stephanieforian.bandcamp.com. Fantastic lady.
Yep.
Super talented, gifted. You guys called her an angel voice, and she is. So, Stephanie, I know you're sick. Everybody, if you watch this, send Stephanie some well wishes here on the chat or check her channel. She caught a cold or flu or something. I got sick last month. It ain't fun.
I've had
I,
my fill of hospitals and doctors. So, um,
I understood. We don't have to go there again. Welcome, CJ, John, Neskeltoleto. Hey, hey. All right. If I missed anybody, I want to get to the topic. My apologies if I missed anybody. Uh, you have a question, post them. Tim, try and keep track of the comments
I
as
will
I
do
go
so.
through. Okay.
Back to
Again,
your question. Do
yeah,
I have a Linux distro that
yeah,
tends to be
yeah,
kind of my go-to deal?
yeah.
Um, Honestly, elementary OS.
Wow.
Um, just, you know, elementary gets beat up quite a bit in the Linux world for a number of reasons. And one, kind of the two that I hear about the most is it's Linux trying to look like a Mac and act like a Mac. Yeah, okay. To be fair, yep, I got it. Um, and the other complaint is it kind of gets locked down.
Mm,
You can't do what you want with it.
yeah.
And you know what? I get it. I really do. I get it. Myself, I'm not. Most of you guys in the chat and even Carmine, I'm not at the technical level as you guys. I want an OS that I can load it onto my machine. I can turn my machine on. I can put in a password or two. Well, two passwords because I encrypt everything that I install and just have it work. And if there's some niggles
Hmm.
for maybe
Yeah.
something I want, I go out and I research how to get past those one or two or three niggles, and then I run it. Um,
Okay.
so far as my non Linux go to, that of course is Chrome OS. I'm a huge I I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, you got Google. It's closed sourced. It's proprietary. It's this. It's that, and everything else." Hey guys, you know what? It works. It works. Every time I've turned on a Chromebook, the son of a gun has worked. The worst thing I've had happen to one of my Chromebooks is this: the battery's been dead because the idiot that used it the day before didn't plug it in, and that'd be me. um, right now, couple of weeks ago, I threw Ubuntu 18.10 onto my main non Chromebook laptop, and it's it's running good. Except the browsers, I'm still having problems with that stupid
What
browser
is it with
problem.
you and You have that. You have the Wisconsin curse of browsers.
I've lost.
Except for Chromebooks, right? Except the
No,
Chromebooks.
no
Okay.
problem there.
Matthew Moore, welcome. He has Chrome OS. Yeah, Matthew. I think we spoke a couple years ago why Chromebooks are solid. Uh, don't know how Google does things. Okay, the OS is fine. That is a
Yep.
Linux. We've talked about a national Linux desktop. That is a standard. So yes, Google, Amazon, ABC company, we want a national. See, that should have been on the ballot for this election day. Do we want a national Linux desktop? Hell yeah. You know. Anyway, Clive Joe, welcome. Thank you for the super chat. There was another one. Steven, thank you. Kyrie says you'll buy one of the shirts. Yeah, I got an email or something from Teespring and YouTube have a partnership to sell Toss Today t-shirts. Just check the links below. I'm not sure what the percentage works of all that. At this point, I don't care. I'm just trying to keep these live streams going. So, all right.
Toss whatever your profit is on your t-shirts, mugs, anything else, whatever you take in, count that as a donation and put that on my tally.
Thank you. Okay. Um, Mark that down. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Let's go straight into the results. Now, again, these were based on your comments, votes, whatever. I didn't really see a major trend, but I think I could pick a winner. Um, It came down to 5 Linux distributions. Now again, the best one is the best that works for you. Um, Ubuntu Mate did not win. I'll give you a hint. And I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I kept telling you all year to vote twice for Ubuntu. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But let me see if I can screen share here, and we'll go through the 5 distros real quick. And Tim, again, keep a track of the comments if you can. Okay, let's do this. Let me screen share. This usually works. Okay. All right. You can see this, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. On the top 5 list, and there's no particular order except what number 1 will be. So Manjaro was on the list. Professional, user-friendly at its best, evolving and giving the Linux world new face and operating experience. It is a rolling release based on Arch. Matthew, I know you have a lot of experience with Manjaro. You may have some questions about, is this user-friendly? I'll leave it up to you. I tried this 2 years ago. It did not work for me. I stress it did not work for me, but that is strictly my experience. But you guys voted, and I will present what you guys commented on. Peppermint, no surprise, I did this as a full install test. You might recall this past summer or so, I did a live stream on an old ThinkPad that had Windows XP, less than a gig of RAM, and I was able to live stream with this, Tim. Now, no webcam, because I think it would have sucked up all the RAM, but I was able to live stream with Peppermint. So Peppermint team, you guys are freaking awesome. This was on the list. Okay, moving along. Linux Mint. Really, this needs no introduction. It's been around, really a top Linux for beginners and beyond, for the last 8 years at least. They try to bring out very best. They follow a philosophy. They don't follow a set schedule. They release when ready. They have different desktops: Cinnamon, Mate, XFCE. My personal favorite is Mate, but I've tested all of these, Tim. All the editions, they're all fantastic. So this is on the list also.
Yep, I'd agree.
Ubuntu Mate. Full disclosure, maybe because I kind of told you guys this was my gold standard, and maybe that influenced your vote, but this did not win. But it made the top 5. Martin Wimpress, nickname Wimpy, awesome. If you haven't tested this, so check that out. It's great. Martin, I call this affectionately the Romantic OS, because I believe Martin created this out of a request from his wife. So Martin, well done. And the last one, MX Linux, based on, I believe this is based on Debian, I think. Debian stable. I've tested this, looks and feels great. I believe this is something for beginners. I don't have a lot of experience. I think it's something for newbies, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, Debian stable, rock solid. So I'll let you guys pick one. You think is number 1 Manjaro, Peppermint, Mint, Ubuntu Mate. Well, you already know it's not this, or MX Linux. What do you think is number 1?
For me, out of that list, they're all great. They're all great distros. They really are. For me, I think the one that I would have to pick would quite honestly be Mint.
Okay.
Because, let's kind of face it. When you take Mint and you put it on just about anything, it runs.
Yes.
It works. Are there some things with the OS that maybe I don't like? The Cinnamon desktop, it's a fine desktop. The desktop environment is really nice, but it kind of looks dated to me. It looks like...
Oh, we lost him again. We shall wait. He should have got his Chromebook out, but I think he has to unpack it, Yeah, he's not having good luck with Linux for tonight. But anyway, uh, any guess is what's number one is as good as anybody else's. We'll wait till Tim comes back on. So we will wait, my friend. We will wait. Get a chance to go through the comments. Some people ask Toss, why don't you just forget about Linux and just forget about Windows and use Linux? Sorry. This is a good example tonight why I cannot totally give up Windows. It is my backup operating system. Linux has gotten that good, but it's just not there yet. You know what, Matt? Yeah, I saw the video. Are you like really like done dating Manjaro, or are you like you just kicked it to the curb and told her to get out the door? I saw something. I'm going to assume that Manjaro didn't work out for you the way it should. Matthew, is that true? It didn't work out for me, and I did a full install. I really wanted it to work. I really, really did. Uh, I it didn't. You know. In that National Linux desktop, I don't care what it's based on. It could be based on Manjaro or Arch or Ubuntu. It doesn't matter. It just has to be a national quality standard, and it has to work out of the box. It doesn't matter what it's based on. Welcome back, Tim.
Sorry about that. We'll try Opera and see if this works.
Okay. Welcome, Sam. Omega Beast. Forget about Windows would be great. Tell that to the people you work with. All right, CJ. You wish Smith was more up to date with things? Joe, how do you mean? Because I fully update the whole system where there's no more updates, period. That includes the kernel. I don't choose the level updates like level 5, 4. Everything is updated. So I'm not sure what you mean. More updated. Paul, you like Manjaro Cinnamon. Welcome, Paul Long. And Arena Linux Mint for you because it works for me, but it is okay. All right, fair enough.
What I was saying before my
Go ahead.
Crapped on me.
Yeah.
All of the ones that you named are really good, solid distros. They really are. It meant anytime I've plugged it in on a USB stick, it works all the way across the board. I've never had a problem with it. The only thing with Mint is it seems like it's a little bit outdated.
Okay.
And that's only from a look.
Interesting. Department. Oh, the look. Okay.
The look of it, not the not the packages or anything as such, but the look. Just kind of, it looks like it's about 5 years old, 6 years old.
Okay. Well, Joe was saying by default they're usually behind in their kernel and package versions, but maybe they do that purposely to make sure it's going to work.
Exactly.
I'm only guessing, but that's what I think. That's why they release when they think is ready, not what somebody else tells them. Matthew using Debian Stable. Debian Stable's good. I've tested Debian Stable. It's really good. Well, MX Linux isn't that Debian Stable based off of, right? I think.
Yeah, within the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I always get confused with different distros and if they're Debian based, if it's stable, unstable, or testing, I think, or whatever. I get confused.
We'll give it a few more comments then. I will let you know who's number one. Or maybe I'll keep you guessing until the weekend. No, I won't do that. It's like CNN. We'll have a projection from Toss sometime on this schedule.
Yep.
It is for stability purposes, and if it works for those that need stability. Yes, according to CJ, it is Ubuntu Satanic version, not on this channel.
Is that thing even updated still?
I have no idea. Justin Bieber Linux. Now that I think there may have been a vote for that. I'm just kidding.
Yep.
Thank you for all of your votes, comments, by the way, who commented and participated. Again, this is based, and the funny thing about Ubuntu Mate, even with my own vote, it didn't win.
Benjamin has said, I thought Mint had a kernel manager. They do have a management tool built into the, I think the update manager. I think. Um,
Present Arp says, no, it's a dead project now. Ubuntu satanic. How ironic.
yeah.
Okay. Uh, Debian's still on 4.9. Okay. Yeah, Debian stable's good. The one thing I like about Debian, when you do the net installer, you could choose what desktop environment, like
Yep.
7, 8, 9 of them,
Hmm.
something like that. My vote doesn't count, CJ. Well, if this was a real elect, I think I can vote for myself, can I? Fine. Well, look, it didn't matter because I counted and we still lost. I still lost. um, anyway, you're doing a Hannah Montana respin soon. Okay. Does she like to be spun around that much?
They want the money for this stream.
I know. Thanks. God. But you know what's lately YouTube has been demonetizing more videos, but I send in their request and it
Hmm.
gets remonetized like within 20. It's like, oh, toss is cool. It's okay. Let them have it. So thank you, YouTube, for what it's worth. Hello, everything cool. You're not watching I am on my other TV. Yeah. But this election is more important here on the channel.
Yep.
Yes, I was hoping for a mate wave. Yes. Raw mate.
I don't mind mate. In fact, I think mate actually looks better than cinnamon. In my
It's
opinion, I think it
yeah.
does.
I think it's a little more simpler and less resource hungry. That's why I like. But I do have cinnamon too, by the way, installed, and it's fine. It's just a choice. It's a look.
Yep.
I'm happy with mate because it works the way I want it. I don't have to fix things or solve puzzles. It just works. And it has the best. See, it all comes down to the weather app, and the mate that they have nailed the weather app. And somebody said, really, Toss, the freaking weather app? Just look out the window. Okay, I will. Bye.
But
No,
but that's just one of the points is that some of the things that make a difference to you
Yes.
are those little things. And if you find the desktop environment that
Yeah.
provides those little
Yeah, yeah,
things,
yeah.
that's what you're going to use. And
Yes.
that's what you're going to be preferential towards, and that's what you're going to be, more enthusiastic about when it comes to what's
Well,
the
I think given a choice, beginners, newbies, dummies, whatever you want to call them, given a choice between something that looks fantastic, modern, like GNOME 3, but they have to install extensions, or that doesn't feel right, and this, but it looks great.
Yep.
Or given something simple and outdated like Mate, but it's easier to navigate.
Yep.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's like that joke I told Stephanie. Beauty is only a light switch away. Not you, Stephanie, not you. Just a joke. Kyrie, thank you for the super chat. I better mark this down. Okay. Anyway. All right. Any more guesses on the number one Linux distro that you guys picked? I gave you a hint. It's not Ubuntu Mate. No, just kidding.
I'm going to take a guess. It's going to be Mint.
Last call. Hello, Steve. All right. Who says it's Manjaro was picked number one? Hi, Tony. You're late again. That's right. You'll be scolded tomorrow. No. Welcome, Logan. Who says Manjaro was picked?
Tony, brush your teeth and go straight to bed. Is he knocking off?
I think the dog picked Manjaro. Manjaro!
Mm.
Steve thinks it's Manjaro. Any other votes for Manjaro? Eric loves Manjaro. Okay. Matthew Moore, the spokesperson for Manjaro. Oh, Matthew, you make me laugh. I'm done with Linux. I'm back on Linux. All right, a few Manjaro votes. Okay. That wouldn't be a bad guess. Slackware Fedora would. Nah. Sorry, Sam. Manjaro, okay. Peppermint, okay. Hello, all right. How many people think it's Linux Mint? Hell no, we had to read a
Me.
vicious, mean people tonight, though. All right, so we have one vote for Mint. We have one vote for Windows. Okay. No, we don't hate, man. It just could be a little bit more user friendly. I'll put it to you that way. Anybody say Mint? I told you it's not Ubuntu Mate. Paul likes Manjaro. Hi, Paul. White Chocolate says Mint. Linux Mint. Me. Linux Mint. Thumbs down. Okay. Mint. Manjaro. Paul, you can't say it twice. Mint. Okay. All right. You like Arch. That wasn't on. Well, I guess Manjaro is based on Arch, so I guess you could say Arch. Paul,
Yeah,
you really
close.
like Manjaro. That's a third mention. Daniel says Mint. Okay.
Yep.
50-50 on Mint. Cinnamon. Desktop gives you OCD because the grids. Well, don't use it. Sam votes for Kurt OS. I'm not familiar with Kurt OS. Yes, it does behave. According to Matthew, Manjaro does behave way differently. Tony, you really like Manjaro? Okay. Well, the winner is. Da 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 da. Linux Mint. Not by a wide margin. It isn't like, Mint got 1,000 votes and number two got two. Nothing like that. There was no runaway winner based on your comments and votes. But Mint Boo says Bad Wolf. Okay, I'm not familiar with Boo OS. No, but yeah, the best Linux distro. And you can define best however you want for 2018 is Linux Mint. No surprise.
Nope.
Out of the last 8 years, I will tell you this. Since the beginning of Mint, I keep going back to Linux Mint because it just works. It may not be the prettiest or the most advanced, whatever, but they release when ready. They don't release on a set date, and a lot of people like Mint, and they've done on the Linux Mint page. They've done very well with donations and sponsorships. They've done very well, and they're not going to do that well if they're selling, giving you junk. It ain't gonna happen. So it's no surprise. But for 2018, the best Linux distro for beginners and beyond, as I say, according to what some of you guys say, is Linux Mint. So congratulations, Linux Mint, for whatever it's worth. I have on my old ThinkPad that had XP, I have Linux Mint XFCE, and then on the other one, I think I have Linux Mint Mate, I do believe, and on the other ThinkPad, my last one, I have Linux Mint Cinnamon. Why? Because it just works. I don't have to solve puzzles or tinker with it, and granted, ThinkPads seem to play very nicely with Linux in general,
Yep.
but it just works. The best thing is Microsoft Azure. I guess technically speaking, that's a vote.
Yeah.
Maybe for next year, Matthew. Who was second? I don't know. I forgot. Let me see. I wasn't expecting that question. I would have to say Ubuntu Mate was not number 2. Yeah, Paul. Based on the votes, Ubuntu Mate. And not surprised because Linux Mint Mate, Ubuntu Mate, about the same. When is Ubuntu going to be a rolling distro? I don't think there are any plans. We spoke to Alan Pope recently from Ubuntu. There was no mention of a rolling distro from Ubuntu, so I don't think they are going to be rolling. I think they're pretty much set with their schedule, 9-month intermediate releases, and then every 2 years an LTS. I think it'll be easy for them not to go rolling because of their snap packages and so on. That's my guess. I don't know. So anyone that guessed Mint gets a sub to Linux format magazine? Oh. Quint likes Windows 95. That was a simpler time.
It's probably one of the. I think that was probably the.
Yeah.
That was probably about the last time I used Windows to any great extent.
Okay. The winner gets a free install of Windows. Ooh. Okay. But there you have it. Those are the votes. Congratulations again, Linux Mint. The job well done, year after year. Really, I don't think they've ever released a garbage distro, a garbage system. Meaning, it just why did they release it? I haven't seen that from them. I could be wrong, but hello, Run with the Dolphin. How are you? Anyone that thinks Windows 5 is great needs to remember that USB didn't exist at the time. Ah. Okay. Paul using Mint and Arco. I gotta love a Linux distro that's based off an oil company because it's a real slick distro.
Oh, jeez.
Arco. The old Atari 400 was a simpler time. I used to have an Atari with the joystick. Yeah. Countryfied Linux, Xandros. Interesting you mentioned Xandros. There was about 10 years ago, there was a netbook. Remember those netbooks that were like surprisingly cheap for like $200? They had a version of Linux called Xandros for about $200, small and expensive. And that would have been, if they hadn't blown it, that could have been a national Linux desktop.
Yep.
Because it was cheap for a laptop, of all things. Granted, it was small, low spec, but it was, I think it was fairly easy to use. But yeah, Xandros I remember from the late 2000s, and a laptop they used to make by Asus that could have been a national. Look, Linux has tried to create a national. I think Walmart at one time had GOS in their stores or online. Linux desktop. I tried it. It was atrocious. I think the guy who tested it was drunk, when he released it, or taking too many loads, man, or doing one of these. But that was a shame because that left a very bad impression on consumer. But it was atrocious. EPC. That may have been it.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Okay. That was the laptop. Okay, the desktop thing was GOS.
Yep.
How appropriate, garbage OS, huh? The closer we came other than Chrome OS was MeGo. I'm not familiar with MeGo. Those netbooks were good, lightweight, but for a college student back then, that was good nowadays. But back, okay. Countryfied Linux, Walmart had Lindos or Linspire. I don't remember that. You have two of them. Wow. Do they still work?
My first using Linux was actually on a netbook. The netbook came with like Windows 7 Starter or something on it.
Okay.
And I used it for a little while, but that's kind of when I started getting into Linux. And the first Linux distribution I used was the version of Ubuntu right prior the release right prior to Unity, when it still had the GNOME 2 desktop. And then they switched over to Unity like only a month or two after I started using Ubuntu. And I downloaded that, and about the only pain in the butt that I had was getting the wireless to work. And then after that, everything was great.
Run says you still have the EPC as a music player. Okay. It still works after 10 years. Awesome. Matthew had Jolly OS. I'm not familiar with Jolly. Jolie. I kind of like Jolly. Hey, there's a name for a national Linux desktop, the Jolly desktop.
Oh
It
yeah,
feels
that's
so jolly, you know.
yeah, I kind of remember Jolly OS.
Yes, the early people were only 32-bit due to the early atom chips. Yes. Steve says M&M. No, thank you. I've had my snacks. Thank you. M&M is. You still have an EPC? Wow, they're still working. So Linux has had its opportunities for a national desktop, and so far they're 0 for 2. Well, 1 out of 3. You got Chromebooks, sort of, a national, yeah. Yes, Sam, we need Jolly OS to come out in time for Christmas. I agree. That's right. The
For those of
GPC by Everex. Okay, that was it, yes.
Yep. For those of you that want to try to use I guess a Chrome OS type of a clone, there is a company out there that I can't. I think it's called Own Cloud or My Cloud. I can't remember. I'll look for it here. But you can actually download it's essentially a version of Chromium OS, and I think you have to use a Windows machine or a Mac to create it. USB drive, and then you can plug that in and you can install it. And essentially, what you have is Chromium OS. But I can't remember the name of the company. I'll see if I can find it here.
And Arita, you want to be my personal trainer? Says Toss wants to have his figure in shape for the ladies, right? Yes. For election night, I'll be dressing both red and blue.
Kyrie, this answered it for me. Cloud ready.
Okay.
Yep, cloud ready.
All right.
And you have to make sure you follow the instructions. If you do try it, make sure you follow the tutorial or the instructions right to the letter, because missing something will cause you issues.
Well, Sam says Ubuntu Linux Mint would probably be the national Linux desktop systems. Android is open source, but it's a bit different. You know what? Again, I'll say it again. It doesn't matter. It really, as much as I love Ubuntu Mate and Ubuntu Base or Debian Base, even if the national Linux was based on Arch, the most unfriendly system for me, it doesn't matter. It really, it just has to work out of the box immediately. If it works, it works. A newbie ain't gonna say, "Oh, this is honey, this is based on Arch, huh?" They're not gonna care. Yes, right. Spaghetti OS for all the Italians in Sicily. Yes.
Cannoli OS.
Cannoli OS. Hey. Big Daddy Linux. Everybody say hello to Big Rocco. Rocco, if I may ask, what are you using now? I really don't know.
And then after he answers, wait for 10 minutes and ask him again.
I know.
Just kidding, Rocco.
Just kidding,
just kidding, my friend. Just kidding, for sure.
Are you using GNOME? I really don't remember. I didn't mean it to be a joke. Well, sort of.
Manjaro 18. Wow.
Yeah, everybody say hello to Rocco. Big Daddy Linux, Saturday nights, 9 p.m. By the way, Rocco, I like your intro for the Big Daddy Linux show. It sounds like it's breaking news on CNN. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news. Big Daddy Linux has switched to Mac. Rocco, you came in late, but the winner, based on the people's votes and comments, was Linux Mint, the best Linux distro. Posh, you're having a daily live treat tomorrow. Oh, spaghetti and meatball. Tim and I will be there. I have to get the Learjet out of the garage, but I'll be there, yes. We're doing good, Posh. Josh, how are you? Yeah, everybody say hello to Biddle. Come on, give it up for our friend Rocco. No Love Elementary. Big Dad Rocco, no. Based on what I saw, there wasn't enough votes. It didn't make the top 5. Nothing against Elementary. I think it looks great out of the box, but no, the top 5, Rocco, was MX Linux, Ubuntu Mate, mint, peppermint, and Manjaro. Yeah, it something like this is so hard to predict. I think a couple years ago you guys voted Arch as the best Linux distro, and that's understandable. Maybe this channel has gotten more newbies on lately. That's why they picked Mint. So maybe the votes were not cheating, but skewed that way. MX is a great choice, yeah. That was on the list. Um, but I'm going to stick with Ubuntu Mate because I've gotten so used to it. And like I said, it has the best weather app. I just right-click on a panel, add the applet, and bam. I know it's silly, the weather app toss.
But like I said, it's sometimes it's just those small things that you can do to the OS that makes it just really nice for you. And that can be the tripping point as to what it is you want to do.
It's not just that, of course. For me, it's okay. Video editing, which is going to run a little bit faster, even with these older machines. Which is going to run a little bit faster. Which is going to crash the least. What have I gotten used to? Stuff that I could almost memorize. That's why I like Ubuntu Mate. Big Daddy says, do you find 1804 works as well as the previous versions? Yeah. I'm actually doing this in Ubuntu Mate 1810. Since I bought my first SSD drive and installed it as a test, but it runs so good. 1804 Ubuntu Mate is on the other machine that I need to update after 2 weeks. But yeah, it's the only thing I've noticed, Rocco, with Ubuntu Mate is sometime when you pick one of the 7 panels, the 7 desktop environments, they don't always work right. I think I mentioned that in one of the live streams. But I don't hop that much, changing once I customize it, I just leave it the way it is. I have one panel at the top. You could put a panel at the bottom if you want, but I have one panel at the top with some of the applets. I have Thunderbird, the weather applet, and then all the open windows go to the top. That's it. I don't, once it's set in stone, I don't change it. So for me, I would have to say Ubuntu Mate 1804 is pretty good. Kden Live now is an app image. So it should have everything you need to get it running. It seems to crash less. Yes, hi Heather. OBS Studio works all the time, it seems. Simple screen recorder seems to work all the time. I'm having less problems with the camera not looking like it's orange, or what was that one color one day? I think it was orange. Less problems. Yeah, I think somebody said in the long run, distro hopping would be stupid because now you go from headache to headache to headache to headache. I didn't feel that way in the beginning because I was learning more about Linux, but after 2,000 videos and and over 10 years of Linux, I did stop because I got tired of, well, this looks better, but that doesn't work. I stuck with Mint. I went from Zorin to Mint to Ubuntu with Unity, and now to this. Yes, the panel, Big Daddy says the panel layouts do have issues when switching. I have found it's best to pick one and then reboot. Have you tried? Yeah, I'm running Ubuntu Mate 1810 now, and some of the issues with the panel switching have stayed on. But once again, my system's customized to one panel at the top, with some applets, shortcuts, and that's it. So that's not a deal breaker for me when the panel switching doesn't work. I'm not going to switch panels every day. It's kind of,
Is that the option in Mate where you can switch the
it's under the Mate tweak, or Mate tweak, I think. Okay. Yeah, like
so you can pick the
then you can and then you could do is pick one and then customize it on top of that. And once I got it working, and it doesn't crash, I'm not touching it. Yeah, I mean, I don't have like a dock, I love Cairo dock, I think looks good. I've installed that, it works, but I just like a cleaner desktop, just one panel. You know, and of course now with this 40-inch TV that I took out of storage, it's so big I could probably put all the docks on there. You know, but it still gets too much to like kind of look at. But if I had to pick one dock, I don't. Plank is okay, but I like Cairo dock. It just looks slick. But yeah, Rocco, Ubuntu Mate 18.4 and 18.10. The panel switching thing is an issue, but once I have the one panel and then customize it, save it, I'm not touching it. So, what was the last distro? I tested 3 of them last week, right? Was it? I tested Lubuntu with Qt. I think looked great. I tested Ubuntu in a full install test. Ubuntu with GNOME. It did seem to run a little faster. Then there was something else I tested. I can't remember. DistroTube. Are you too late to vote Manjaro the best OS ever? I guess the air down south is still thick, huh? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Voting closed.
Voting closed. It made the top 5, DT. It made the top 5. Yes. Linux Mint won. But Manjaro made the top 5. So, thanks to all of your bribes, DT, to all the recipients, it worked. It made the top. I'm just kidding. DT, what's do you have a backup OS? I know it's Manjaro first. What's your second one? If you have a backup. 2018, maybe Manjaro can still take it in the last month. What, do you want me to have a redo election next month? Just in case they got it wrong? Linux Mint, did the Russians hack this? What are you talking about, comrade? Of course not. I just had to let my Russian chauffeur driver often drop off, leave. You know, Vito often drop off. No, just kidding. Yes, the Russians like mint in their vodka. Why didn't React OS win? How long has it been in alpha? Like 10 years?
At least.
Yeah. That's the reaction to React OS.
Steve's very own. We all know Peppermint is the silent winner. Yep.
What? It got quiet all of a sudden. You do run Mint though. On the ThinkPad. Oh, the one that you bought on Amazon. It's solid. Yeah. Look, any distro that is not rock solid or any OS is not going to make anybody's list. You know, but they release when they're ready, not on the schedule. Mint is a Russian distro. Da, comrade.
Is it meant from Ireland or somewhere as such?
I'm not sure. I should have my desktop
somewhere.
all green themed, but oh well. Da, comrade Rocco. Fake news, yes. That's right. This whole channel has been fake news. The real winner is Manjaro. How many corpses voted for Mint? Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Good one, Joe. Well, it is election day, so Mint is from France. I use Mint when I make. I'll use bottled water. If you're trying to cut back on Coke, the Coke that you drink, Pepsi, stuff like that, I'll pour it in a glass. Whatever. I'll use bottled water, a slice of lemon, and cut a lemon in half, whatever. Put it in there. Mint leaves and some honey to sweeten it, and that should help you kick the habit off of caffeine, at least the Pepsi or Coke. Try it. And they say that the lemon will burn fat. That's what I read. Mentos and soda. Yeah, watch it explode. Woo woo toss. This is a family channel. It is. I've been doing it wrong all these years. God darn it. You pour water in the glass too with some bourbon. Well, that's family friendly, right? YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I actually finished my glass of orange juice, but anyway, and this says Sprint on it. I used to use Sprint. Oh well. Um, so Big Daddy, what is your backup OS? Wait, all
Right.
of them, all of them. Bourbon street chicken. That's pretty good too. Yeah, I've had bourbon. In one of the malls in Pittsburgh, they make that bourbon chicken. It's pretty nice. Orange juice and vodka. Da, comrade. Yeah, why not? Dobre veche. I think that means good evening in Russian. Dobre veche. Ah, speaking of Manjaro, Ben's in the house. Ben, have you seen my psychologist I recommended for Manjaro, Dr. Vinny Bendova?
Oh, jeez. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're really going down the tubes tonight.
I know. We started off great.
Yep.
What are you alluding to? Oh, wait, did somebody say loads, man? Did I hear loads? Uh, Clive posted something about a blog on linuxmint.com. I don't know what's that about. You have too many to list them all, but on the main machine, maybe Rocco needs a psychologist. I have too many, but you have Elementary and Katie Neon besides Manjaro. Okay. All right. So what's your all-time favorite, Rocco? Is it Elementary? What's your all? Come on, now you have to be honest. Your all-time favorite.
I don't know if he's going to pick Elementary.
I don't know.
I Big Daddy's kind of he's a big gnome guy. Yeah, maybe it will be Elementary.
Mitt can take a kick in the what and keep on working. Yes, I've often sidekicked my desktop with Mint and it just keeps on working. Yes. Manjaro, now you have a headache, Ben. Well, you and Matthew should get together again and go see my psychologist. Yeah. Rocco says you can't choose. Honest answer? I think with me, after so many years of hopping and trying to figure things, fix that, this broke, and this app worked in the previous version and not now, that gave me enough kick in the what to I'm going to stop the distro hop unless it's testing. Say stop it. Out of the hundreds, and really are hundreds of choices out there, there's only a handful that are rock solid. That's why I stopped distro hopping, because it got pointless. You have Manjaro i3 Arco. Here we go with the oil company again. Arco, Mints, Cinnamon, Sabayon. Oh, interesting. Okay. Good one, Countryfied Linux. Good joke. Read Countryfied's joke. It's pretty good.
Told my doctor I broke my arm in 2 places. He said, you really shouldn't be in those 2 places. Wow.
Yeah. We should vote for the top 5 jokes for the year. MX, Ubuntu, no. Peppermint, Katie, Neon, Elementary. Okay. Those are all good ones.
I just can't get used to the KDE desktop.
It is.
There's just too much there.
But KDE has just gotten too freaking confused. I think I posted something last week where, when you go to the top and right click, and I added a panel. Okay, bottom panel, I think. Now with Mint or this, you can right click add, and then right click delete panel. You would think you could right click on KDE and let me choose delete. You have to hunt for the option to delete the panel. Why? Do I have to use my GPS to find that option? I guess I do. It's too confusing. It doesn't have to be. KD is love-hate. Okay. All right. Countryfied Linux, are you back to Windows then?
Well, we have a joke. How many software developers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
None. Um, yeah, KDE definitely looks. Plasma does look gorgeous, but they need to simplify things. And if I heard Tux Digital correctly, they will not. They do things their way, take it or leave it.
Yep.
I left it again. KDE equals overdoing things. It could be. I mean, they have a terrific file manager. Dolphin, I think, is one of the best.
Hmm.
But simplify. Look, if I can right-click and add a panel, why can't I right-click and delete? You know, it's the little things. It's an old cliche. Stop and smell the panels of roses. You know, right-click. Anyway, that's just my opinion. KDE was the original DE for Unix-like systems. Okay, been around since 19. All right, a bit of history. All right. Pretty as over as look as she can cook. She can cook. Well, a pretty person that can cook. Right, Anna Rita? She's still in the house. If it ain't,
Fix
okay,
it
go
until
ahead.
it is.
That's right. If boy, ain't
Yep.
that the truth? Oh man. Uh, like I said, Ubuntu with GNOME felt. Well, in fact, I know it did use a little bit less RAM. They seem to have made some improvements on it. So it's getting better, it would seem. But I do miss Unity. But my new home is with Ubuntu Mate. So once again, Martin Wimpress, thank you for Ubuntu Mate. And congratulations again to the team at Linux Mint for its minty goodness. Yeah, I don't, we've talked about a national Linux desktop. Look, the market's there. You know, I it's gone to the point now where I try to somewhat avoid using Windows 10 because the updates, even though it's gotten better, doesn't take as long. I still don't like the process of updating the Windows system. I still prefer Linux in general. So it ain't just me. People would love to have an alternative, a Linux desktop that they can walk in the store, touchy feel it, look at it for about $400. Doesn't have to be high end, and just let it work. I think there is a market for that. The Chromebooks start about $200, and they're selling. They're selling on Amazon. It's for a reason, because number one, the price is right, and like Tim says, they just work. They are super reliable. But I think people want to have not a laptop, but in the form of a desktop, with the hard drive and not just what did a Chromebook start with? 16 gigs on the SSD.
16 gig on the
Yeah,
SSD.
yeah. I mean, for someone who just wants to browse the web, but for someone like me, it just wouldn't be enough. But they can make a desktop, market it for about $400, 30-day money back guarantee. Come on to lose.
Yep.
And it updates like this, and you have to reboot maybe once. And usually you really don't.
Yep.
That would sell. That would really, really sell. Windows 10 takes the zipper out of your zip files. Yeah, I know that bug. It was deleting zip files, and the bug before that, it would delete all your files, but it saved your empty folders. It's almost like a vaudeville act. Hey, did you save the folders? Great, but no files, huh?
I don't understand how. I mean, Microsoft is a huge, huge global corporation, a huge global corporation with a lot of money behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's be fair, some really smart eggs working for them. How could they throw an update out like that? You would think at Microsoft they would have a room of people just like us, say 25 people, working on a desktop, just doing everyday stupid stuff, surfing the web, doing this, doing that. And they roll the update out to that group of 25, see if it breaks their machines, and if everything's good, then roll it out to the, tens of millions, hundreds of millions that have the OS on their desktop.
I think it goes to prove that no machine, no OS, no company is perfect. But I think that also hints that I think Microsoft went a little bit too far with what they did with Windows 10 and all the telemetry and all the, you know, what's the word? Underhanded things, I suppose.
Hmm.
I think they bit off more than they could chew. And that's probably part of the problem, maybe half the issue. I don't know. Uh, the thing with Windows 10, if they would have been more transparent out front, not the legal mumbo jumbo, and just say, thank you for this free download of Windows 10. It is absolutely freaking free. But if you're looking for privacy, forget about it. Do you agree? You know what? That may be overly simplistic. Or below that, say if you like to turn off telemetry, there's a master on-off switch. That's all they had to do. But they tried to be a little sneaky. Then the forced upgrades. I'm like, why? It wasn't necessary. The system is still gonna be popular. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So that was the decision. I think they realize now, but their mistake could be Linux's favor if we could have a national system. Chromebooks come close. Android phones is a national, worldwide Linux standard. So you're saying the big oak tree over their building is not what makes them so shady? I prefer the pine trees, well, the palm trees rather in Florida. Palm trees, not the pine. Um Joe, this is what they chose to do with Windows 10. Windows 7 is probably the last great, awesome Windows operating system, Microsoft system, Windows 7, not Windows 10. So
Did they
again,
start? Did they start pulling all the privacy stuff in Windows 8 and 8.1?
I don't. If they did, it wasn't mentioned. I don't recall. I don't recall. Uh,
I
but
thought that all that stuff came up in Windows 10.
again, Microsoft's fumble is Linux's touchdown.
Yep.
Whoever wants to do it, Google, Amazon, Elon Musk, they have the money, the resources, the talent to pull it off if they so choose to. And I think they'll do very well. Because here's the thing. If you have a national Linux distro, a national standard, as it were, again, it could be Mint, Ubuntu, Monte Arch, I don't care. That's fully tested, works out of the box, people are buying it, no returns. Now, every other distro will have a standard to adhere to, compare to, right? They'll have to live up to that, and it'll raise all the distros up in quality, in my opinion. But you know, so who would be the voice of the Linux distro? We should have Arnold. It's good to be here, Linux Mint ball. No, I don't know, but this is fantastic. It's Terminator OS. Lol.
Terminator OS.
That hurts when yeah. Terminator OS. It's terminated all bugs and viruses.
You're gonna pull your vocal cords, dude.
I know. I need more water. No. He was on a podcast last week. He was asked about politics. Oh, politics sucks. Oh, okay.
Arnold. Oh, Arnold was.
Arnold's on a podcast. Check out the Axe Files. AX like X file X AXC. He was on a podcast and he was pretty honest about how he I'm not interested in politics. I'm interested in policy. Lol. But fully test out of the box, stable. If you had that, it's called Debian. Fine. We could have a national Linux desktop based on Debian, DT. Not a problem. If it's Debian, then so be it. Gentoo, sure. It doesn't matter. Like I said, Mr. and Mrs. Consumer are not going to say, honey, that's based on Gentoo. I don't want that. That's not going to happen. Or that's based on Arch. They're going to look at it. They're going to see how fast it boots, how fast the updates are. A lot of the apps are free. How you do the updates, that's what they're going to look at. And of course, price. $400 is a sweet spot, in my opinion, for a desktop. Chromebooks are selling great for $200. That seems to be the sweet spot and up. So, yeah, for some reason, System 76, they will not build a desktop for the masses. Like, their systems usually are close to the $1,000 range. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're not going to see that in Walmart or Kmart. Is Kmart still around? Walmart or Best Buy? So you're missing a huge chunk of the population.
You might get, if Best Buy, I think you might have a little bit of a chance with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, places like,
Yeah.
Walmart, I could see System 76 having a good in with smaller retailers like Micro Center.
Yeah.
I could see them having it in there, but
Right. Yeah.
$800 to try something with, not like you said, having like that 30-day money back. Hey, if you don't like it, bring it back and we'll take it. Without that, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get people to buy this stuff. I would tend to.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, DT says Linux won't gain traction until someone sells a Linux laptop in the front. Yeah, well, I mean, Chromebooks is a Linux laptop, so those are selling for $200. But I think a nice-looking, colorful desktop, is best to promote something, in my opinion. Because you can upgrade it, add more RAM. I mean, it's more user-friendly.
Yep.
Change the SSD or whatever, stuff like that. Rocco, okay, you have to go. Okay, buddy, thank you for stopping by.
Take care, Rocco. It's nice seeing you.
Take care. Yep.
Sleep well. And the other side of it too is, I think, kind of right now where Linux is, people that are going to go out and buy a Linux machine are the people like us who download it and throw it on a Microsoft, well, maybe not a Microsoft machine, but a machine that came with Windows on it. The thing is that, once you get the machines into the store, how much, and depending upon who would do it, I mean, one of the reasons Chromebooks have taken off is because they get great product placement everywhere that you go that has a Chromebook. They really have them. They don't have them off in a corner somewhere as though these are the machines that you can buy that don't really do everything that all these other machines do. They actually have Chromebooks set out right along with the other laptops. The Linux machines, depending upon who would throw them into a retailer, how much money would they have to be able to get that product placement? Because Best Buy charges a fair amount. DT I think said Chromebook or Linux computer someplace like Best Buy in the $400 range. Well, it's great to have a nice $300 to $400, maybe $450 tops Linux machine. But how much money is the company that is producing the machine have to pay for the product placement going into someplace?
That's true. It would probably be, in the beginning, it probably would be very little profit or break even or negative in the beginning. But that's the risk. But the trick is to get the machines into people's houses and then say, you know what? I need something a little faster. I want a gaming computer for my son. Now you go from 400 to 800, like that. Not a problem because they already had their Andromeda OS desktop that worked great. Now you develop trust and unity between the consumer and the vendor. You see how that works? You got to get the stuff in the house first.
Yep.
If you lose the money beginning, fine. But if it works and they see how fast it is and there's no, privacy, now they're going to go back for another one, a better one, because now they trust you. Again, it's psychology. Consumers, it's all about psychology. It's not about the money. It's the money, but it's more really this in the head. So, 279 updates done in 2 minutes in Fedora. That's pretty fast. And did you have to reboot, Joe? Probably didn't even have to reboot. If you did once. Usually I may have to reboot once, and it tells me you should reboot.
Yep.
But that's not bad. In 2 minutes. Again, if you point that to the customer, you think they won't tell their neighbor, and the neighbor tells the other neighbor? Word of mouth, Um, I'm probably going to wrap this up here in about 10 minutes or so. So, if you're joining late, you can replay this. But yeah, I will not have another vote this year. We're not going to have a redo. Somebody said it's not Manjaro.
Well, Joe said it's not quite done yet. He's about halfway
Oh, halfway. Still, that's good
in
though.
2 minutes.
Yeah, almost done. Still, that's pretty good.
Well,
You know,
I mean, close to a gig of updates.
that's the power of Linux.
Yeah. Well, three
You know.
quarters of the way to a gig,
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah. Jason Figueroa. Hello, Jason. We use Ubuntu, Mint, Debian for software development. The annoying thing is screen tearing. Okay, that's another issue that can be solved with a national distro. Spad de Silva. No more Microsoft Monday. Hello. No, I could not. I didn't do anything Monday or Sunday night. Yeah. I know Spatry wanted me on News and Nonsense. Couldn't be on. I couldn't do it. You could vote on the best Arnold impression. Switch to Linux does a good one. I need the 5mm Uzi with the rocket launcher.
Toss is going to pull his vocal cord, so he won't
I
be on
know.
later this
I
week.
won't be on for the rest of the year. I'll have to have Tim translate for me.
Joe said it's done now, less than 5 minutes with no reboot.
Try that with Windows or Mac. So, I don't know. I'm only guessing. So yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, even with the distros that are out there that don't prompt for the reboot, isn't it a good idea just to go ahead and do a reboot after the updates are done, anyways?
Probably.
I've always done that.
I don't always do. I probably should. I haven't noticed any issues, but yeah. Q1 thing. Get to the chopper, or get to the Whopper with Burger King. Get to the Whopper. No, if it will hurt my vocal cords if I keep doing it, Sam. Yeah.
I do have, as we all know here in the U.S. today was election day. I do have kind of a pondering thought. We went to our polling site today, and handed this lady, really nice election judge, take my driver's license, and she had an iPad sitting in front of her with a little tray on the back of it that is calibrated for the camera to be able to read the driver's license. And she was having some problems with it, and I was kind of looking around, and I mean, there wasn't any like real IT infrastructure. We're in the basement of a church. I wonder, because I believe that once they record all of that onto the device, I believe that device is connected some way, somehow. Did the election judges walk into this church in the middle of our town and connect to the church's Wi-Fi to do all of this election type stuff?
I don't know.
And then they have the ballot machine that you go and feed your ballot into. Okay, is that connected, and how is that connected? Is that connected up through like the church's Wi-Fi?
I think we've talked about this technology versus humanity versus our lives. I mean, as far as the voting thing goes, there should always be a paper receipt for everything, for everybody, regardless of who you vote for. And states don't have that. There's always that potential. But it makes me wonder, how it's being, and I'm sure they have a verification process, and sometimes there's a delay in the results. But there should be a paper ballots are the best option, sure, or have a receipt, a paper backup. So when you go in to vote, electronic touch, it should give me a printout, and you check it. Yep. I think that would be a good starting point, and maybe that's good enough. I don't know, but you want to know that the machine did choose what you chose.
Yep.
But it makes you wonder. But I think for the most part, we can say it works the way it should. Is it perfect? Nothing is. But because I think the web and the people and the geeks are so prevalent and so out there that if something's fishy, they're going to post it like now, like yesterday, So we'll probably know if it was widespread. You know what I mean? Someone will be like a whistleblower, as it were. So it makes. So I would say it's probably secure. Is it 100%? Nothing is, but
No.
it does make you wonder. I would have. But yeah, I mean, a paper receipt given to me after I do the voting, touchscreen voting. Yes, I would like to have that. You know, I'm not saying I don't trust it. Well, I guess I am in a way, but I guess I mostly trust it. You know. Um, Internet voting. Yeah. Just so we need internet voting. I vote for him 6 times. I vote for her -1. She's no good. Great. Yeah. Um, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with paper ballots. And they should all be using Linux to make it more secure, right?
Yep.
There you go. Linux voting. Uh, I would love to do another party, man. Sam, party hardy. um,
Yogi, this said we've got 39 people watching. I think we topped out close to 50.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
we'll
got
wrap this up soon. Yeah.
we have 32 thumbs up. There's a couple of people that
Nice.
maybe forgot to
Yeah.
do that. I think
Yeah.
you guys who haven't smacked that thumbs up button better get
Mhm.
over there and do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you guys coming in at the last minute without having this on the schedule, as it were. But thanks for stopping in. I know you guys were probably waiting for this. Who was going to be the winner? So I
Hey,
figure I would do it now for this election Tuesday. You know.
Anna Rita's back. Now we can continue the stream.
Yes. Now that she's back,
Uh,
did you go out to vote, Anna Rita?
no, she was on the phone, and we held everything up for
Okay.
and we
Right.
we
Yeah.
held everything up for her.
That's right. Always keeping us waiting, just like a woman.
Yeah.
There, you clicked on it. Okay. Button smacked. You know, when you watch my channel, I think keyboard sales go up when you keep hitting that.
You know, Derek, this made a good point. Facebook OS.
How about Family Book OS? I like that. Milton Menageliano. Um, the destruction of mankind will be complete. We are the Borg. You'll be assimilated into Ubuntu Mate. Mastodon OS. Yes, let's name it after an extinct animal. That's perfect. I got kicked off diaspora. Thanks. But that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Logan, yep, thumbs up if you have it. How about Fuzzy OS? That would probably be appropriate for some Linux systems. Fuzzy. Like a fuzzy clock. You know, Mastodon Social. Still, Mastodon is the name of an extinct, like, elephant thingy, right?
Good fellas OS. So that's the OS that
Yeah,
that
that's
smokes
right.
smokes a bunch of cigarettes. Says forget
Right.
about it.
No, you buy this distro because after you buy it, kills off all the users. Yeah, yeah, wonderful. If you're not nice to it, if you don't pay for protection, right? Yeah, against viruses. Ha ha. Good one, good fellow OS. Yeah, I could have the horse's head as the wallpaper. Yeah.
And whenever there's an error, you
Yeah.
get Joe Pesci's voice
I know.
throwing a bunch of Effenheimers at you.
What the bleep is this? I know. That would be something, yeah.
Could you imagine that?
DT says, you just don't understand the beauty of Mastodon, Toss. You toot. I do it every morning in the bathroom, man. I don't have to do it online.
He's done it 3 times since
I know.
since the stream started.
I know. I thought I heard something in the background. Toss OS. That has a nice ring. Just toss it in the Bing. Bada bump bump. Francisco Santos is in the house. You're joining in at the last minute, but for you, Francisco, stay on a few more minutes. Yes, the notifications would be something, Anna Rita. We could have Arnold as part of notifications. We could have Joe Pesci. Virus has been terminated. Blah.
You remember Lethal Weapon 2? the
I
movie
remember the movies. Yeah.
with Joe Pesci in it, and Joe
Hmm.
Pesci's
Yeah, yeah.
famous line, they blank you at the drive-through. That would be the error.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Toast OS. Yes. Based on food. Mate and meatballs. Yeah. As long as Judge Judy's voice isn't there. Ooh.
Uh,
Master Don. Ah, the mafia theme. Master Don.
they
Got
f
it.
you, they f you at the drive-through. That's it. That's it right there,
With the
DT.
drive. Okay. Yes. Toss says forget about it when there's an update. Yeah. Right.
Hmm.
Terminator. Yeah. Schwarzenegger could be in the notifications. Good morning, Toss. Have you backed up today? Um, Terminator OS. Telemetry has been terminated. I like that. All right, 5 minute warning and we'll wrap it up. Any last comments or questions? Again, if you missed anything, you can replay this. Check out all the links below in the show notes. Give a shout out to our friend Stephanie. She's going through a flu virus thingy. So Stephanie, get well soon. We'll try to get her back on an encore performance for the holidays. Maybe some new tunes that she is writing. We'll see if we get our schedules to match. Joel Payne, hello everyone. Long time viewer, first time. Joel, first. Give it up for Joel Payne. I was wondering if there were any newbies here. Awesome. First time commenting. Unfortunately, I mean, do not apologize for what you use. Everybody, please say hello to Joel Payne for the first time. Welcome, my friend. I use Windows. In fact, all these people who are lying, they all use Windows. Don't want to admit it. So.
Nice
No,
to
I'm
see you,
just kidding.
Joel.
Joel, welcome to the stream the first time. It's great to see new people. Joel, have you tried Linux? If I may ask. Yeah, I still have Windows 10 dual boot in my systems, Joel. It's my backup OS when I need it. There's nothing wrong with using Windows. If it works, that's what you paid for. So, Yeah, give it up for Joel. Come on. Don't be shy, guys. Joel, you joined in late, but you have not tried Linux. Well, people voted Linux Mint as the best one for 2018. So if you wanted to try Linux or curious, check out Linux Mint. Just like it sounds, it's great Linux to try, and it's free for beginners. I still use it. It's awesome. So check out Linux Mint. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. At least you have a clear review because Windows so transparent. TT, will you stop it with the recount already? Okay, I will recount. You want to I'll do it now. 1, 2. Yep, Mint still wins. There's your recount. Done. Yeah, it must be the hanging chads, right? Yeah. Yeah, CJ uses Linux Mint. See, it's good. Yeah, Linux is free. It's free as in freedom to use. Yes, Joe. We are a bunch of jokesters here.
No, we aren't. It's only the guy in the yellow shirt.
That's right.
The rest of us are as serious as
as you can see, a terrific, informative, educational stream. Not this one. But somewhere on YouTube you're gonna find one. Just kidding.
I almost broke out laughing at educational.
We could give Linux Mint to someone for Christmas. You can have all the mint you want for Christmas. That is true. You watch the live streams, okay. But yeah, Joel, we try to make these these streams as as informative as possible based on our experiences, successes, and failures. We toss in some jokes because nobody wants to hear a bland, strictly informative stream. That's not fun. And if we make jack aces of ourselves, so what? Did you miss the food talk, or are you saving that for the next stream? Well, I did drink some orange juice, which is empty, so I guess that's food talk. I don't have any. I feel like I need snacks, and I didn't buy anything for tonight. I'm ticked off. I'll do it next time.
What, you ate that? You ate that box of cereal in what, 2
I
sittings?
know. Where's the fact it ain't here? Where's it at?
Look at
It's
that.
back there.
You
Yeah.
see that? Look at that. He's looking at the floor to see if he dropped any the
Yeah,
other
I know.
night.
I know. A box of Cocoa Puffs or whatever. I eat dry cereal, so as a snack, as because it helps me think. Teach us how to make pizza. No problem. You go to Pizza Hut and buy it. There you go.
Call Domino's.
Yeah, really. That's right. Pizza OS. Sounds good to me, man.
Well, did you hear that? Somebody that set a bar. Joel Payne that said, "You guys are the reason I'm thinking about trying Linux." Uh-oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. Well, if it all goes wrong, feel free to contact DT. He's the unstable guy. Pizza pie, yes. Cereal OS. Oh, man, now I'm getting hungry, I didn't talk about food except for orange juice all night. Durango's Pizza.
What town is that in? I'm not from Wisconsin. Joe is up in that neck of the woods. Joe Panico is up in that neck of the woods. Oh, Racine.
Yeah, Racine.
Duh. Sorry about that.
Crouton OS. It's the salad of distros. Yes. I love the developers with these names. You can try Crouton to play your games after you sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on the desktop.
Crouton is actually the
That's the
that was
thing for Chromebooks, right?
yeah, that was the project name.
Mm,
That was a project name for being able to
yeah,
install deb packages.
right. Joel, you're from the Caribbean. Wow. How's the weather there? Nice. Is Linux big in in the Caribbean? Just curious. Oh, you use Island OS. Got it. Okay. Just a thought. Crouton, crostini, crumbs,
Crostini.
breadcrumbs.
That's
It's all the same. Yeah. Yeah. Crostini, yeah. Trinidad and Tobago, to be exact. Nice. Yes. Meatball OS, of course. Yeah, I know. Joel, you're in the best place tonight. Nice. All right, last call. Any last minute questions or comments? I want to thank everybody and Joel, the newbie, for dropping in tonight, all the way from would you say Trinidad, Tobago? Awesome, nice.
Trinidad. Where's Trinidad again? I'm drawing a
Isn't that
blank.
Joel? Isn't that towards Trinidad? I'm trying to think. Trinidad isn't that Spanish, right?
I better look at the Google.
Yeah. I think it's Spanish.
Trinidad, Port of Spain.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Port of Spain is the capital.
Hmm.
It's in South America.
Yeah. Bruschetta. I've had bruschetta, Joe. It's awesome. Yeah. Right next to Venezuela.
Okay.
Very good. Nice. All right, I think we're all caught up in the comments. We didn't miss anything, right? No questions or anything? Comments? I think we're all caught up. Again, if you missed any of this, Joe, you came in late. You can replay this. I don't really normally edit any of this, even when we mess up. Those are the best parts.
Which
It might
pretty
be every
much
five. It's every 5 minutes, but no, yeah, I
usually hits about 5 minutes in, and usually
yeah.
we straighten things out about 5 minutes before we end.
Right. It all. Well, we start off with really nice, then we mess up, then we straighten out, then we become demonetized and remonetized. Anyway, yeah. You are not a Spanish-speaking country, though, really. What is the native language here, Joel? Now you got me curious. Is it Portuguese? I don't know. So I told you this channel is educational, not about Linux, but
I've said it before. If you visit us, you will learn here more by accident than elsewhere on design.
it seems that really English in Trinidad and Venezuela. Okay. You're not pulling my panels, are you, Joel? You're telling the truth, right? Anarita, yes, you are from Portugal. Good beaches and food is amazing. Yes, Anarita, that is true. Yes. English, okay. Christian Garcia Contreras. Hi, everyone. Christian, are you another new person to the stream, to the channel, to the live chat? Welcome, Christian. How are you?
Anna Rita, you're in the United States though now, correct? For some reason, I was thinking she was here in the States.
Joe, you are pulling my panels. Okay. He says, yes, I am. So, oh, it's Russian. That's what the line was. Da, comrade. Yeah, say hello to Christian. You live in Canada, but you're from Portugal. Very good. Yes.
Canada. Okay.
That's right. React OS released today. I'm getting tired all of a sudden, aren't you?
I'm going to go out and watch a car rust.
Yes. That's our reaction. Sorry. Say hello to Christian. Christian, if you're new, tell us that you're new. And if you're not, lie so we can all to the stream you're new. Well, see, all right. Christian, welcome to the stream. Welcome. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Christian, what do you use?
DT says pull my panel. Is that like pull my finger?
Yes.
You know, DT's the type of guy that if nobody was around to pull his finger, he'd do it himself.
He'd do it himself. Okay, I got to eat some more Vegemite and some Taco Bell. Okay, watch this. Wait, I'll use this one. Okay.
DT's the type of guy that would break wind in the bathtub and bite the bubbles.
Christian uses Ubuntu and Fedora. Great, I got demonetized again twice.
I'm just kidding, Derek. I had to throw that in.
Pull your mid, yeah. There's an old Johnny Carson joke. He would do this late night thing, soap opera, and pick random people out of the audience. This is Tony Follico, the town barber. Tony's hobby is sitting in his hot tub and making bubbles. Stuff like that. Oh, God. Actually, the worst thing, I don't know why we're going to get on this topic, is to break wind while a hot shower. Oh, my God. Paint peels off the thing, man. It just...
See, folks, you give it enough time and we
go straight to the crapper. What was that crap app again? I can't think of it.
Oh, the poop app.
The poop app.
What? Poop? Wait. Oh,
poop log. Poop log.
Crap tracker? What? I can't remember.
I forget what it was. Yeah.
Poop tracker.
So I told you this channel was full of shit. Okay. It makes you feel young, making bubbles, Anarita. Yes. Yeah. You couldn't stand Leno? Jay Leno. I liked him. He sounded like a fly. It's a fly. It's good. It's an old joke, Jay Leno.
DT, we've all broken when we shouldn't have.
One time I was playing Halo with my son. I did a silent but deadly. He starts yelling, Dad. He says, nah, nah. He starts yelling from around, nah, nah. Daddy did something, you know. Anyway, I created my own Halo. I have not, DT. That's one thing I have not done.
What's that?
Read what DT says.
Oh,
How romantic. Yeah, Letterman did sound like I use Linux, man. It's okay. Windows is a fly. Oh man. See what you're missing out, all you newbies to this stream?
yeah.
And my camera just fogged up. Oh, the secret's it out. I passed gas, see? Oh god. Oh DT. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. Thank you, DT. Thank you for the thank you. I know. I guess DT started it, right? Oh man. Mugen,
Oh,
Craig
did you see that?
Ferguson's. Yeah, yeah.
Did you see that? Anna Rita cracked one off when she was meeting the in-laws. Okay, so that would not be the first time you met the
I
in-laws,
know.
and you go and tear one off.
I know.
That
Oh my god.
boy, oh
Hey
boy,
there,
oh boy.
Mrs. It's so nice to meet you. Oh, I'm so sorry, you know.
Oh wow.
There's an old joke I think I've mentioned. A comedian was invited to go overseas to visit the Queen, you know. So the Queen invites him to take a horse and buggy ride. So he's sitting next to the Queen. They're chatting. I guess one of the horses just lets one rip. And the Queen says, I'm sorry. And the guy says, oh, I thought it was the horse. To the Queen. Yeah, DT, I'm glad I did not end this 10 minutes ago, but I should, the guy, I thought it was the horse. Oh, bada pig. Yes, there's a new package manager called Farts. Fedora always reaches terminal systems. Farts.
Well,
Oh my god. Where have we gone to with this channel, Tim?
right down the crapper.
Stephanie, if you don't want to come back for another
I know.
I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah.
She's a classy lady, and the last thing she needs is Oh god.
Actually, you should be saying, please, Stephanie, come on here, because the best way to be classy is hang around with classy
That's right.
people.
That's
Please,
right.
Stephanie.
We need to add some class to this. So it needs to yes. Instead of Fedora, it's Fartora. But a ping, of course. Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, I think we've done just about enough of wrecking these poor
Yeah,
people.
I think we've done enough damage.
Mornings,
So
wherever they are. You know, you got to feel sorry for the people that are like over in Europe. That it's got to be about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning there right now.
yeah, yeah.
They did nothing else but stay up to be able to listen to fart talk. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
I will say this on a serious note. To me, there's no greater joy than making people smile or laugh, even at my expense. It's so it sounds funny, but it's so selfish because when they laugh, I laugh and I feel good. So if we made you laugh, it's all worth it.
Present Arms says 2:50 a.m. here in the UK.
Wow. Okay.
And
sorry.
And you know what? Bless you, Present Arms. You keep coming back.
I know. I try to do these streams at different times and not too late. Like sometimes I'll do 10 and 11. And I know that's too late for you guys overseas. But the next time we get... Thank you, DT. Thank you. Love all your stuff. Great. Everybody check out DistroTube's channel. But yeah, I try not to do the shows too late. And if Stephanie comes back for an encore concert, we'll try to do it earlier for the people overseas if you don't know her yet. Yes, Joe says, Fedora, flatulence exists, distro open repo activities. Good one. And on that note, we can wrap this up, Tim. Any last thoughts?
You know, for those of you that are in the U.S., I hope you got out and voted today.
Yes.
And let's hope for a good direction for everything that comes from these elections. Toss, as always, it's my pleasure and in many regards a blessing to me to be able to hang out with folks like you and as well as the people in the chat.
Hmm.
Some of you are
Yep.
on with us from time
Yep.
to time, and that is great. Love seeing you. Um, can't reiterate anything more than what you said. There's some folks in the chat here that put out some excellent content right along with Toss here. DT DistroTube being up there on the list. Check him out. Informative, straight to the point, no garbage, and good guy to watch. Good guy to watch. I hope all of you guys have a good, safe week,
Hmm.
and we'll see you the next time around, Toss.
Awesome. CJ, I got your email. I hope you got your ThinkPad fixed. If you didn't, just we'll get together maybe next time. He had sent me an email about the ThinkPad issue in the OS. So anyway, I'm going to end the broadcast now. So thank you all, Anna, Joe, DT, everybody. Always a pleasure to see, talk to people, chat with people here on the live streams. I would love to keep doing this. So thank you. Again, if you missed anything, just replay this. If you have any questions, you guys know how to reach me. And check out Stephanie Forian's music. Hope to have her back. Super lady. Stephanie, get well soon. And thank you all.
Take care, guys.